Hi everyone, it's Sunday, April 18th, time for another HideNet Weekend Review. I'm Vera Dordick. So it was a mixed situation across the globe this week, and it was the European market's turn to see higher prices this time around. So let's start there. Editor Andrea Guolo last week told us that a new wave of increases was imminent, and that's exactly what happened. Purchasing increased, and while the slaughterhouses were asking for an average of 10 cents more per kilo, they mostly ended up getting about 5 cents. In the UK, Andrea says that prices didn't exactly go up, but the low end of last week's range did tighten up. The UK 36 plus is not less than £1 25 cents per kilo, but some of the best lots are also getting £1 30 cents in sterling. In Ireland, the situation is pretty much the same, and the prices in euros correspond to those in pounds. Among bulls, prices were indeed higher. Southern German bulls added another 5 cents to sell for €1.80. Other origins even managed to add 10 cents. More importantly, there's probably no stopping the increases in the short term because as we get closer to the summer months, slaughter decreases anyway, so supplies will even be tighter. In the European cow market, there were increases for all the major origins. They all added anywhere from 5 to 10 cents, and meanwhile, in the veal skin market, sellers are still pushing for more, but for now, the situation and prices are unchanged. In his analysis this week, Andrea looks at the footwear sector and what production looks like, and it seems to be in crisis with no immediate prospects for improvement. Turning to the U.S., the run-up in price levels has definitely run out of steam. This week, most steers sold at steady levels, and in the cow sector, interest has dropped off markedly. At least for the moment, it has. Heavy Texas steers were unchanged for the week, with seasonal weights of 64-66 pounds selling at a steady $45. Last week's export report was combined sales were just 346,900, and that's down 25% from the previous week over last week at 502,800. And speaking of shipments, last week the Leather and Hide Council of America had a discussion with an official from the Federal Maritime Commission about the shipping delays. And the bottom line is that 2021 looks to be a tough year because in the U.S., the back-to-school shopping season looks to be quite busy, and the Christmas holiday season is supposed to be a blockbuster. Slaughter for the week through Saturday, April 17th was basically flat at an estimated 640,000. So that didn't really have an effect. Turning to South America, editor Ronald Guiel reports that once again, fresh hides are up 2%, and they ended the week at $3.20. He says that price pressure is not letting up, but sellers managed to hold TR1 prices steady at $1.15 per square foot. How long they can do that remains to be seen. Argentina is also seeing continuous price increases, and that's making life very tough for the tanners there. In other news from Brazil, the country's exports were up in March, but concern over the volume remains. In fact, hide and leather exports for the month were up by 15.4%, and that's compared to the same month last year, and they were little over 2% more than February. But looking at the total in square meters, March exports were almost 4.5% below the same month in 2020 and 3.6% less than February. So as we know, the price has steadily gone up, which accounts for the better value totals, but in volume, it's concerning. Also in Brazil this week, Mato Grosso do Sul cattle slaughter dropped by 60%. Brazil's JBS is investing $301 million in southern plant upgrades, and the footwear sector is expected to grow 12% in 2021. And from elsewhere in Latin America, in Argentina, the EU confirmed another refrigeration